a really tough lesson to learn when you're young, and learning to let something go. So that's what that song is about. I was probably 21, so we had just signed a record deal, I think, and I wrote it on my mum's electric keyboard. And when I wrote it, I thought nothing of it at all. I didn't think it was anything special. It was just another song. It was kind of easy to write. Sometimes songs take ages to produce, but they don't take very long to write. And I remember with that song, I think it came out pretty quickly. It was very, very simple. Like the actual chords on the piano, even though there is movement, are very, very simple. It's a very simple song. It's a really, really emotional song. It's definitely about young love and that feeling of being stuck in a cycle, I think maybe, a feeling like you're wasting your time or your energy. And I think that's a really tough lesson to learn when you're young, and learning to let something go. So that's what that song is about. And I've had that experience more than once in my life, as most people have. So I think that's why it still resonates so much with people and with me when I sing it. It still resonates now.
I wouldn't worry, you have all your love.
It's been kind of said about wasting my young years, especially here in France, that it's a song about a generation. And I think there's always duality in my lyrics. I am very philosophically driven, and I tend to say things through what my personal relationships mean or things that have happened, but I'm always saying something else at the same time. And I think in that song, I think sometimes in your early 20s, you can kind of have a second adolescence, or you realise actually, you thought you were really grown up, but actually you're so far from being grown up at that age. And I remember being that age, and I just did not know what was going on in life. And I think for me, that's what that song was about. I think there was never one specific moment where I ever really realised that wasting my young years was doing well. I think what's really interesting is that with London Grammar, it seems that wasting my young years was a big hit in France, but it wasn't so much in the UK. In the UK, they love Hey Now, and in Australia, they love Hey Now and they love Strong. But definitely in France, there was such a connection with wasting my young years. And I think I only ever really had that experience of realising how much that song had connected when we came to do live gigs here. And when we played that song, it was just incredible. There's definitely a lot of tears, especially in France when we perform Wasting My Young Years. I've definitely had a lot of tears sometimes in the front row, and then that makes me want to cry. I do still get messages about that song, and it's just extraordinary. It's fascinating to me that you can write something that to you in the moment seems so throwaway. I just had no idea that it would ever connect in the way that it did. And it means that we have such an amazing career here in France and an amazing fan base. It's kind of been hard to live up to. I don't think that we'll ever write a song that will probably connect in the same way as Wasting My Young Years does in France. But it's a gift, I'm so lucky to feel like I have that. And I think that's all you could ever hope for as an artist.